There we are. Right. I hope I'm all set up now and I'm showing you this. I don't think you're actually going to be able to read it on this video, but basically it's telling you, okay, this one just shows you that how many are the same size, okay? This one is showing you it's just an imagination of how it could look just using whatever I had on the computer at the time as fabric, okay? But this is going to be our strawberry block, and I'm going to make two of these. 6 inch finish, which means it will be 6.5 before it's finished. Okay, that means before it's sewn into everything else. 6.5 standalone. So what we're going to need now, we can do this in two methods, and I'll show you both methods. So background, which is, well, no, let's not start with the background. Let's start by saying, get out some scraps. So I pulled out a load of scraps, yeah? Oh, and I broke my bag. I don't know what I'm doing here. Some of it's okay, some of it's not. I'm going to have to get a new bag to put them in. So I've broken this, haven't I? Look at that state of that. Right. Okay, so greens, yeah? Some I've already cut into strips. So this is why, because I've already kind of, as I'm working this out, done it once. These are all just scraps. But so this is predominantly, I would say, let's put that out of the way, greens. Yeah, we want dark, we want all kind of grass colours, we want some something that's different palettes, yeah, different things. So I went through my stash and I pulled out a load of stuff like this, yeah. So that, if you like, about how many have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I got about 7 different greens. You could use more. And also, I mean, if you do have teeny scraps that are left, say for example, what did I pull out just now? That's, well, it's very light, but see, these are leftover or orphan triangles. But if I could get, now I know this is 1.5, not quite, but if I could get a 1.5 inch square out of that, I would. You can use anything to enable you to scrap dust and get rid of this stuff. Now, somewhere I've got some reds. Where have you gone, reds? Also, I pulled out a load of reds, yeah? Oh, and pinks, doesn't matter. Reds, pinks, because the whole thing is to make this look scrappy and part of, you know, a strawberry, yeah? Okay. And I want a scrappy look to this. The whole point is to me to use up bits and bobs. Let's see that? That's just a 1.5 inch square. Yep. I could cut a 1.5 inch square out of that, no problem. So now, depending on what you've got and how you've got, yeah, the next thing I say to you is, well, now, and again, these are my bits that I've already cut, and I've shown you how to do it. You can use a long ruler, you can use a grid ruler, as I have been, and especially with smaller bits like this, you could say, well, whoever you are, let me get a bit there. Say it was this dark green, and I know it's folded up, but I could use a smaller grid, plonk that on the top, give myself a good, I want 1.5, so turn it the other way, give myself a good edge on this, cut my knot line, cut my 1.5 inch strip on there, yeah, then I'd end up with something like that, which is a 1.5 inch strip, yeah, and then I subcut it to what I need. So this is how we're working now with these. As I said, there are two ways of doing this, so let's look at it. we're going to want, say for, now this is one thing you have to do for the stem, because when they get to really small pieces, you really need to be able to snowball it. It's no good trying to do half square triangles. It's not going to work, right? So when it comes to the stem, which is this bit here, and you've got a tiny bit of white at the top, we're going to do 1.5 by 1 inch rectangle, which is the green, yeah? And then to complement that, in the background, we're going to do a simple 1 inch square, which we're going to snowball onto it. As I told you before, you put the square on the end, draw your line, and then sew your line and cut a 1/4 inch and then fold it back. Okay, so that's what we're going to do, and you have to really do that with that, otherwise it's not going to work. Now, then when it comes to other things on this one, you'll notice that we've got half square triangles here and here. So let's just talk about the greens for a moment with the background, which is background. I'm saying to you, cut 2 1.5 inch squares, which are these, okay, and plus 4 1.5 inch square triangles, okay, or 6 1.5 inch squares. So because you've got them there, here, there, here, here, that's the 6 of the background, yeah? So you can do them everything as 1.5 inch squares. Well, you know how to do that. Or you can do them as I've done them before. And I'll just do with, you see what I mean? Bit of scrap here. So then I would get my, I knew I had it somewhere. Having cut a 1.5 inch strip, I would then put my 1.5 inch line on the strip, yeah, and I just, because I don't know, because I want a smart edge, I am just going to go backwards, out my cutter, go backwards. Did I do it? Hopeless, aren't I? I bet you. I just want it, let me just use a straight edge a minute, the right way round. I just want a straight edge. Okay, so I got a straight edge now, right? So let's put it back the other way. Then I could put my corner clipper, 1.5 inch corner clipper, and cut as many as I need, whether this is background or indeed as we're showing here, a 1.5 inch triangle. Now, to save you all a bother, yeah, we know that's right. So if we put it on the other way round, and this is the whole point, you can cut off your tip, all right? Now, then you've got a 1.5 inch half square triangle that is going to fit absolutely with another piece. So if we then cut another 1.5 inch triangle, we lined it all up, 1.5, yeah? So now we're cutting another 1.5 inch triangle. And sometimes this is what will confuse people because of this long edge, they are, oh, I don't know. So then put it back the right way, or turn your, turn it, yeah, the other way, so that you've got your right angle, like that. So you've marked your lines, so you know where to cut off. Whoops. That nib that end there, yeah? Now, if you've done that correctly, which is what I do, when you put one on top of the other, as if you were going to sew them, do you see? They absolutely fit. Absolutely fit. You've got a straight edge, a straight edge, a straight edge, and a straight edge to marry it up to. So then when you sew right down the middle and fold it back, I mean, obviously it's supposed to be right sides together. So if it was right sides, it doesn't matter which way up they go, because they should now be absolutely the same. Yep, so you sew right down there and you fold it back, having done your nice 1/4 inch seam. When you fold it back, that should be your perfect match for your 1.5 inch square, whether it's background in pink or whatever it is, right? So that's how you use the corner clipper. So you end up with perfect half square triangles, and the only bit you're thrown in the bin are 2 bits like that. All right, that's all your waste is. Now, the other way to do it, I'm using this bit. I'm going to get another ruler. Oh, here's one. Right, is, well, I say it's 1.5, yeah? So, oh, that's not a very good ruler, is it? Let's get another one. Where's my longy one? Oh, I don't know. I use a little cute cuts in my moment. So, the other way to do it is to cut. Having got your 1.5 inch strip, let me see which way up I am on this, so I can do it, so I know what I'm talking about. Yeah, put my 1.5 inches on the edge and cut. So then I've got a 1.5 inch square, and then I have another colour, with pink, green, whatever it may be. Yeah, the other way round. Thank you. This is a 1.5 inch strip I cut with the stripology ruler, and I just want to get rid of the salvage a moment. Okay. What's the matter with me? Oh, do it this way, Jack. Just gonna cut off that salvage because that's rubbish, and then plonk that on a clean edge, 1.5 on the edge. Make sure it's all squared up. Yep, and cut 1.5 inch square. And so then, if these were going to end up like this, you would then put them right sides together. All right. You would draw your sew line, then a 1/4 inch away from your sew line, you would then cut it down to size and open it up to make your square. So, but then you're going to be losing half of that. You know, you're going to be losing that much. It's going to go in the bin. So it's up to you. You can do it either way round. That way, draw your line, sew it, fold it, cut off the excess, fold it back, or do it as a half square triangle, as I've just done. Sew it, fold it back, and then that will be your square. So 2 ways of doing it. So I've given you what you need. You can either do them all as 1.5 inch squares, or cut, as I showed you with a corner clipper if you've got one, to cut your half square triangles. It's entirely up to you. Yeah, that's it. So that's basically how they're made. All right. That's it. So obviously you want to do a mixture of greens. So you don't want it all off the same strip. You want to do some lighter greens, some more vivid greens. As you can see, these are cut because I've already done this once. And I use a darker green for the stem, because I want the stem to stick out. But that's how you go, and you just make your 1.5 inch squares with this. Now, I know they're a bit more fiddly because they are very smaller squares to sew together. So this is where your 1.5, where your 1/4 inch seam really comes in. And I don't know whether I've made it clear to you before that I'm using 60 weight thread. And you may think, well, what difference does that make? 40 weight, 60 weight, what's it? Well, it does, because once you've done that seam and you set the seam, and then you're ready to open it up and set it and iron it again. Depending on how thick your thread is, depends on how much of a bump you get when you've opened up a seam. The thinner the weight, i.e. 60 is thinner than 40, then the less of a bump, the smoother it is. So therefore that makes a difference, a slight difference, to the size of your finished square. That's something that's quite important. So everything, well, why is mine always smaller? Well, try lowering your thread weight to a higher weight, which means it's smaller, okay? And see how you go on that. I've got to take a shoe off. A minute. Alright, take a shoe off. Alright then, so now I've got all my pieces cut. As I showed you, I am doing half square triangles. It's up to you which way you want to do it. But this is the method if you weren't doing it. I am going to be doing the top line. Okay, so the first thing I want is my 1.5 by 1 inch dark green and my 1 inch square, my little 1 inch square across the top. Yeah, and now to be absolutely, the way that you would do it, although it's teeny tiny, and if you are doing all of your squares, you're cutting them all at 1.5 inches, and then you're going to be doing the snowball effect. Oh, pen please, let's get one. You're going to be doing all your squares at 1.5 inches instead of cutting 1.5 inch square triangles, which is something I would encourage you to do. A, it saves you a lot of money, a lot of fabric, and B, at the end of the day, this is a bit of a fuss. So having put your one square on top of another, or in this case we're just doing this little snowball for the stem, mark your line. Yeah, so it's all centered up. Mark your sew line, and then we are literally sewing from one edge to the other. Two on the setting for stitch lengths. I'm using 60 weight cotton so that I don't get a big bump. 1/4 inch line then on my sew line, and my cutting thing is not here. So rather than doing it the normal way, and I can't be bothered to go and get my cutter, I am literally just going to cut off that 1/4 inch margin with a pair of scissors. Okay, so then I'm ready to fold that back by finger, put it under my iron, and say, well, there it is. That's my stem on my top line of our strawberry. So then, taking one of the 3 1/4 inch pieces, I need to then marry that up to the straight edge, making sure it fits nicely. Okay. Yep. Yep. And then to my 1/4 inch seam, one side, take the other side and marry up. It's not quite fitting, but I'm going to go by the green edge. Okay. And do my 1/4 inch seam the other side. Oh. And for some reason, my thread didn't cut. So we found our problem. However, here we go. So now I'm gonna turn these inwards, I think. Inwards as I come to just iron that. Okay, so that's our top line. I kept the bottom equal, and where it didn't quite fit, well, that's something, if I needed to, I can cut off. So that's my top line done. I'm going to try and do this all in one go so you can see how it goes. Yeah? So now I'm going to take a half square triangle and a background half square triangle and put them right sides together. And marry them up. Yep. Right. And then my 1/4 inch seam. All down one side. The next thing I got is a green and another green. Okay, let's put those together. And again, 1/4 inch triangle, 1/4 inch seam. And then after that, I got 2 more. So let me find another one, different colour. I want them to be different. Yeah, there's another one. And then that one. This is the green top now. Let's put those together. So that's another 1/4 inch seam. And then the last thing is, what did I do on the first one? I did a spotty one. So now I'm going to do this one, okay, with a background. So I'm going to line those up. Make sure they're lined up. And down the bias, so. So that's my next line down. I don't know where that came from. So then I can snip those apart, pop them on my ironing board, give them a quick press to set the seam, and then I can, using my fingers, reel back that seam and iron 1 and 2 and 3 and, excuse me, and 4. Okay, so let's start then. How does this work? So background on the outside. Then I want to make sure I haven't got, I'm going to use that one. I haven't got the same green touch in it, so then I want that one to fit on top of there. Oh, fiddly diddlies. The smaller the squares, the more fiddly they are, aren't they? So fiddly diddlies, I need it to fit. There we are, under my needle. Then open that up. And what do I want? Finger pressing it. Then I want another set of 2 squares. And then to finish, I need background on the outside. Which way up is it? Is that way up? Look at your diagram, check yourself, yeah? Then I got that's a fit on, okay? And again, under the needle. Right, so brilliant. So quick, very quick, just as it is, press it. Okay, so that is the second line. Let's get back our first line. That one, although I always try and do, fix the bottom, because you can always sort out the top. So just a moment, didn't quite do that how I wanted it. So I am, and this is why I keep this with me, right? I am just gonna take my 1.5 inch line, yeah, and put on the bottom, which is my 1.5 inch. 1.5 inch is there. Alright. There's my 1.5 inch line. Oh damn, I haven't got my I gotta go and get my cutter. Ooh, have I got one? A minute. Oh, let me answer. I think I got one. On my hook. So brilliant, I can't get it off. Yeah, I have got one. Thank goodness for that. Right, so 1.5 inch line across the bottom, and then I can take off whatever axis that was. So now I know it's nice and straight. Yeah, there we are. And take my top line. Should fit, hopefully. I mean, we've cut these quite precisely. So yeah, that is fitting very nicely. See, fits. So then 1/4 inch all the way down. Excuse me. Quick set of the seam, and then I'm rolling this up with my fingers. Yeah, rolling it up with my fingers and setting the iron on. Couple of seconds, and that's that. If you want it to be marvellous, put a clapper on it. I don't know if you can see this on the camera. That's a wooden clapper. That absorbs the heat. Okay, leave it on for, 30 seconds or what have you. And then you've got a really nicely flat seam. So that is the top of my strawberry done. So now I can put that out the way. The next thing we want to do is starts with our strawberry line. So we want, what do we want? I'm going to use this square. Then I want to use a half square triangle, so I can make that up, haven't I? So let's use a half, and I'm going to use a half square triangle, which I have not cut the nub off. Okay, but however, if you can see, as long as I make the triangle fit, so it fits on there on the square axis and the bias, and then sew it. Well, of course, I'm going to have a little pointy bit left over. But it will fit. Yeah? And then when you open it up, what you're going to end up with then when you open it up is you're going to end up with that nub there. So, you know, at the end of the day, this is why I cut them off, because, you know, you just want it to be a nice fit, don't you? You don't want that little nub. So then you open it up and you've got a decent size square, 1.5-inch square. So now I can just give that a press. Alright. So what did I say I wanted? I wanted it to go. I'm following my plan on here. So I want that one to fit nicely to this one. So this is giving it the strawberry effect. Okay. And don't forget, you can just use all 1.5-inch squares, draw your line, etc, etc. But I prefer when I'm at the machine, I don't have to do all that bother, to be honest with you. Yep, so there's the one. And I'm just going to finger press that back, because what we're going to need now, we're going to want, oh, it going the other way. So we want a different pink. That's a different pink-ish, different pink to go there, and a different green. There's a different green to go with it. So I'm going to plonk those on, and I'm making sure that the corners are correct. And sewing the bias angle. I'm doing these kind of one at a time, but I would really now be looking at doing chain piecing, so that I got all the elements I want, as I did with the other line, all the elements I want just put together. So it doesn't matter which way you do it, to be honest. So I know I've got to have 2 pinks together and then a green. Okay, 2 pinks together, then a green. So that one on top of that one. I got a looping going on. I thought I did. What have I lost just somehow? Oh, unthreaded, you little bum bum. I knew something was wrong. Thank you. I just happened to unthread it somehow. I'll just do that again then. Right, so now it's sewn. Okay, so there's that bit. And then what goes on next? Another green. Well, greens have I got? Oh my god. And I got to have 2 more. I have this one then. And I have that green. And I am just going to cut the nub off of that. It's only 1/4 inch from the edge. I think most of us by now know what a 1/4 inch is, don't we? Okay, whatever. And then I'm going to put a tasty red on there. So again, I'm just going to cut off that 1/4 inch nub, yeah. And put those together from the right angle. Okay, not quite right. Screw it round a bit. There we are. There we are. And then on the sew down the bias. How many more we got? Oh, and then it is simply a red on the end of that. Okay, so let's just quickly do that. Finger press it back and put the iron on it. Right, okay. So that went like that. And how does this go? No. And 1 minute, that's that one. No, there it is. So it goes like that. Right, so please do follow your picture. Okay. And then so that goes on there like that. And then 1/4 inch right across there. And the last one is a full Monty. Let's have a go at this one. I quite like. Yeah, that red now. Next to it, a red square. Next to it, make sure it's lined up. On there. Oh, I got a looping going on. I don't know. No, I lost it again. Somehow, I am unthreading myself as I'm going. Oh, it's the way, isn't it? Oh, let's do it quickly, Jack. No, let's not. There it goes. Right, so back under. And then, so then, let's just have a look and iron the entire strip. So that strip now, not big enough. What happened then? What did I do wrong? Oh, let's do it the other way up anyway. What did I do wrong then? Oh, nope, my bad. Let's whack that out then. It's not enough. Wasn't counting. It's not enough. Okay. Right. Oh, look, and I've wrapped that square. I'll come back to that in a moment. I think I've got another one over there anyway. Take that stitching out. Right, so what didn't I do right? I got half a one, a whole one. Oh, one more. Right. Did a name, didn't I? Right, okay. So I can put a pinky one. A pinky one. There's a green one. I'll do that. Finger press that back. Put the two pinks together. Yeah. And add that on first. That's what I missed out. Wasn't watching my pattern. Ew, why? I keep doing that. Why? Why? Why do I keep losing my thread? I do. Right. Hmm. Oh, look, there's something going on here. Right. I something is happening. I don't know what it is. So I'm just giving it a quick brush, a very quick brush, and a clean out. Oh, what's that down there? Right. Okay, it may want a bit of oil. Every now and again, your wick in the centre will need, especially if it looks white, will need 1 drop of machine oil, or this is clipper oil, same thing. Yeah. So I just done that. Okay. Does it look very white and dry? If that wick in the centre on these modern machines, oh, I can't put that in here, looks white instead of being a grey colour, which it should look if it's got oil in it, then you need to oil it. I don't know whether that was the problem or not. However, 1 drop of machine oil. I got that. Got you. Got the other. What am I doing now? Right. I got all dressed up, ready to go. Yeah. Plonk that down. Why doesn't this one sew? Sure. That's extremely unforgiving. We've just gone through bloody hoops for this. Right. Okay. When around this piece of thread, can you see any more? Is there something to do with my cutter? Don't think so. No, I don't think so either. No, it says plop that. Oh, ding. Right, that's set. That's set, that's set, and that's set, isn't it? Yeah, is it? Yeah, that's set. Everybody's bloody happy, except me. That is set in there, yeah. Okay, shove it back in. Mm-mm. Yeah. Other than I got like a warped amount of thread going on. Okay. Now, maybe, there we are. Maybe just be nice to one another. Is it done well soon? No, it's not, is it? You little shitbag. Right. Why won't so? It said in the end, didn't it? So it's only that end that needs to be resewn. Right, okay. Oh, okay. Everybody wants to be, the latest asshole. Fine. Right, now it's right. Okay. All that. That. Right, so just the top knot thing. So let's do it the other way round then. You little shit. Right. Now will we sing? Yes, we are. Okay. Right, and then we need to put. Let me get another one. Right. Then I want to put. So now we got. Yeah, all that. And then I'm going to put a red one on the end. Okay. And then we want to add this to that. Or turn it around the other way, add this. No, wrong way. Gotta be that way. I was just worried about that, but it doesn't matter at the end of the day. And then first of all, I can iron it. Thank you. Just make sure it's flat. And then we are going to add that to that. It's not brilliant, but this is how strawberries go, isn't it? And this is all scrappy. And then we got a million seams to add together. So how am I going to work that? Well, okay, I'm going to look at them and say, well, if I get the first one lined up, I got the first one lined up. Right, so I'm ready to go. This is how I do it if I'm not in a pin mode. When I get to the second one, yep, I'm going to look at where it's going to lie. Okay, and does it feel, it doesn't feel very flat at all. Will it feel a bit flat? That feels flatter. Yeah. Okay, so I continue over that one. Now, the next one. See, I'm pulling it back so I can look at it. Where's that going to lie? So I'm going to push it backwards. And then pull it forwards. And it feels like it's lying nicely now. Okay, and then the next one. Again, I'm looking at it and saying, well, hello. That's where I want it to lie. And it looks like I got a bit scrunched up fabric here, but it will come out in the wash as the needle takes it in. And then the last one, I'm going to say, yeah, that's pretty good actually. Just a little bit back, and let's go. So I manipulate quite well my fabric as I go. All right. So now let's just give that a quick press. And I am going to roll it back. I'm going to roll it up actually. Roll it up to my fabrics. Rolling it up. Yeah. And then I'm pressing it. Okay. So there we are with the next row down. So, I mean, the next row is just all squares are red. Yeah. And then we're going to do exactly the same with the 5th row. And then we've got to put in some corner pieces for the 6th row. So that's it. This is how it's going to go together. How we're going to make our strawberry block. I think I've showed you enough now for you to be able to just complete that block. Right, as you can see, that's the strawberry is finished. The file is going to be up under files on our Facebook group. And please come and join the Facebook group so I can see, your version of what we're doing. And thank you for watching. Please excuse my bit of bad language while I was fighting with my sewing machine. I was going to take it out, and then I thought, no, it's best that you see that it happens to all of us. So, we're no different, are we? All right then. Thank you for watching. Bye.